castles all over the land. When you talk about the Nobel Peace Prize, right? You know the guy that created it was notable for creating dynamite. That's what his claim to fame was. But remember, they used the dynamite and the TNT to blow up all of those massive buildings with controlled demolition way back then. The Great Fire of Chicago was started with explosives, but they told us it was a wooden city and it was started by a cow flipping the farmer's lantern into a hay bale. That don't even make sense. That would put a whole city of Chicago to burn. Then the other half of Chicago that used to be a shelf that floated on Lake Michigan, they blew that up and it's under Lake Michigan now, down off Navy Pier. Wow. And that's why they got shows, Marvel shows trying to explain the architecture and how they did it when this was supposed to be underwater.
Wow.
They then came up with some of the most fanciful explanations for how they built this stuff, this lighthouse sticking out the water 300 yards away from any land.
Yeah.
Right? With a tunnel that goes to the land. Come on now. It was made on the ground first.
Yeah.
But they sunk it. It's the same thing as St. Bernard Parish in right outside New Orleans. Yep. It was a shelf that sat over the ocean in the Gulf. And during the wars, they blew the shelf and made it collapse. And now that's why you got a church steeple with a cross on it sticking out of the water.
Mm.
That tell you that it was post 1492.
Yep. Yep.
Now, so we know that when they came, we had a bustling civilization, but they told us we was all savages living in tents across the land.
Yeah.
Man, that is the most ridiculous thing. Lewis and Clark is the ones who said there wasn't no royalty on the land because all the castles was empty.
Mm.
They the ones did the what they call it, the survey.
Yeah.
They were surveyors. And then you got to look at the people that accompanied them on the trip, and that explains everything.
The dirty Moors. The dirty Moors who spoke our language.
Yep.
They did.
They didn't just encounter us in 1492. And Columbus didn't think he was in India because India was Hindustan at the time.
Right. And they called the area that they call in Arizona was called India, according to what our Nana said in her book. She said that Indian Valley, Arizona, Grand Canyon, all that was called the Indus Valley. And what she said that Colorado River ran down through the Indus Valley, and that was her land. And that's why they found a big ass statue when they walk in the Grand Canyon. The statue of the goddess, that's our Nana.
They've been doing that for a couple thousand years. That ain't nothing new.
So I'm saying like 1,000 years ain't that long for them though. For these
when you trace that back through the religious world into a cultural point of origin, you end up in Babylon.
Yeah.
Remember, the Babylonian magic system was money magic, sex magic, and blood magic.
Yeah.
And the children is the most powerful source of the blood magic and the sex magic for what they trying to accomplish.
Right.
If you don't realize that your religion those are called sin rites. Right? Sin rites. It was a deity in the Middle East called Sin. Mm-hmm. Also known as Menor Sin. Mm-hmm. His practitioners was the ones who followed those three systems. Money magic, sex magic, blood magic. Mm-hmm. To be a sinner is to be a participant in those three systems knowingly or unknowingly. It has nothing to do with you making errors in life because there's no rule book to how to live life. You have to, every child born got to figure it out for themselves. And most of them don't make it. Most of them don't make it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they still got to figure life out. Once you figure life out, then you have to teach as many people as you can how it works. And you normally kept that in family structures for the ease of the transferring of the information from mother and father to the children.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They gave us this idea of the 1 and 2 child household because we used to have one woman that had 20 babies.
Mm-hmm.
That was not uncommon for us.
That's right.
And then sometimes she got 20 babies that now they all by the same daddy back then.
Yeah.
And he got 3 more women with just as many babies. And they all years.
Yeah.
But we don't accept the culture we had because of the culture we was born in. The culture we was born in is the go along to get along culture. Everybody doing it, so I got to do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what ruins the psychology of the individual trying to adapt to a culture that's foreign to his nature, as opposed to developing your nature around your own culture. You're a different human being. You're a different quality, a different standard. And that's what the problem was with us. So they came over here and rewrote how we live and legislated us into submission.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been so much going on.
Everything I told y'all.
Yeah, it's been a lot going on. This has been a crazy summer, and I think it's just getting ready to get crazier. But I think that we're about to make some stands, and some things are being said that people probably been wanting to say for a long time, but because I guess people that are from America, you know what I'm saying, we have a way about ourselves that wants to bring everybody together in unity. And like what you always say to me, Dots, all skin folk ain't skin folk. Okay. Well, if everybody didn't know, they can go online and they can pull it up. Today is supposed to be the first day starting a boycott because of the disrespect from other from African immigrants. I'm just going to go ahead and say what it is. There have been immigrants, African, Jamaican, and quite a few people that we wouldn't have expected to have disrespect us so bad by calling us names like lazy, good for nothing, they can do it better. They come over here and do things better than us, and they don't see the big picture. I know you got a lot to say about it, Rob, but a lot of people don't realize how this really hurts, especially for us as Americans, because we have welcomed, we have paved the way to make it easier for for dark immigrants like us to come over here, and we've tried to embrace them, you know, and not for you to come over here and start thinking that you're better than us. So, Dots, could you just show a little bit?
Before we get, yes, I'll cue that up. But I did want Rod just to sort of lay the field down a little bit about this FBA boycott, because Freedom was really, she was sending me a lot of clips about it, and I heard about it, but I'm not really in the know. So while I'm pulling that up, if you can, what is this boycott about?
It's about waking up. Listen, we over here been paid for the world for 500 years. We got no benefit from it. Every time we tried to pool our resources and work together, somebody that ain't us, that look like us, is always in the middle. Saboteurs, agent provocateurs. Once we start waking up to who we is, we gonna automatically start holding our dollars back from immigrants, whether they African immigrants, Arab immigrants, Chaldean immigrants, Asian immigrants, because that awakening make you take control of your resources by nature. For us to be like, enough is enough, we done been courteous, we done been kind, we done been respectful, we done been giving freely from the heart, we done asked for nothing, and y'all abused us, y'all misused us, y'all stepped on us, spit on us, kicked us, y'all fried us, y'all barbecued us, baked us, roasted us, everything y'all could do, but we still here. And guess what? That refining process of everything they did to us gave birth to this generation here. The buck stops here. And when you see them making these efforts, boycott effort means unity effort. You can't boycott when there ain't no unity. It's unsuccessful. Right? That's why they want to keep breaking up workers' unions. Because if you can keep breaking up the worker union, then the corporations can control the narrative instead of the worker. It's the same thing with us as a people. If they keep busting up our unity every time we turn around, then the corporations called the United States is reaping the benefits, and we suffering the consequences of their exploitation. So if the foreigner to come over here and treat us with our proper respect and our proper due, we not gonna never move the world power structure from oppressing everybody else. Because we the only ones can change the system by self-awareness, self-knowledge, and the verbal articulation of our tribal right to assert our land jurisdiction. If we don't start speaking up for ourselves, they just gonna keep taking advantage of us. So when you hear them talk about boycott, it ain't got nothing to do with Africans. It ain't got nothing to do with no foreigners. It got everything to do with us deciding to stick together on something and look out for the ones that been deceiving us the whole time, that look like us but ain't us. Hide behind pale faces so we can't see their dirty hands throwing the rocks.
Well,
That's something.
I think that the boycott is right. I think that if you want to say this, that, and another that's negative about us who paved the way for them to come over here and to easily come over here and live after how they live, where they live at. How do you think if we don't go in their shops, because we're the ones who patronize them, we're the ones that go in. I ain't never seen a Chinese person in a Chinese store buying no daggone chicken wings. Okay, when I go to the braiding shops, all I see is our people in there. I see them braiding our hair, but I don't see their people sitting between. And well, however,
you musty goats.
Right. Okay. The ones that they're putting down that's that they're calling lazy, it's giving them $200 a pop every time they go get their hair done. Okay. So the ghetto ones that they're talking about is the ones that's going in their shops that is paying them the money. It's us that's going in these shops that's patronizing them and trying to welcome and be in unity with them, and they could downgrading us. And it's wrong.
But that go back to self-awareness again, though, Sister Freedom. Because I know sisters from the projects in Chicago that can braid better than all of them put together. Absolutely. But we don't patronize her because she's braiding in her living room.
Oh, no, we do here in Wilmington, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but see, what I'm talking about is the self-awareness enough to know we don't need nobody to do nothing for us. Everything that we need to do for us, we are capable and willing to do it for ourselves. The problem is we always outsourcing for other people to do what we better at than them. Mm-hmm. Right? We better at it than them. We been braiding hair, weaving blankets longer than anybody else on the planet. Cornrows is an American phenomenon that was transported to the world. Right? So if they go into the African shop and they bypass the sister that work out of her living room on that side street, they looking for the same reason why they're not buying American-made car. They're looking for a foreign. They have no trust and belief and faith in what you can do, and you misplacing it. All it is showing is that we waking up to our own foolishness to stop supporting people that's not supporting us. That's all we can. That's what we supposed to do. And now is the best time to do it because we didn't hijack the whole algorithm in the world shaking in their boots because we didn't figure out who we is and who we always been. We the first families of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
The out of Africa theory, they didn't even know about America when they came up with that BS. Everybody ain't out of Africa.
It's true.
There's more people out of America than it is out of Africa. We the ones populated the world as the Atlanteans. We the ones gave Kemet their high sciences under Tahuti, who came from over here. Right? So we looking at the world from a Eurocentric perspective, and as long as we see the world from the perspective that was given to Europeans, they didn't even teach themselves. Let that sink in. The European perspective is not even an original perspective from Europe. The Greek priest was taught by pharaohs out of Egypt. The daughters of the pharaohs settled Greece. Right? Then Rome was settled by Akkadians and Assyrians out of the Middle East, what they call it today. Right? So they gave them Latin, and the Egyptians gave them Greek.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that became the scholarly languages of Europe. Russian is a spinoff of Greek, and Spanish, French, Portuguese are spinoffs from Latin. Right? So when we get back to the origin of everything, America wasn't considered when they was coming up with the doctrine. American anthropology and archaeology only 200 years old.
Wait, what doctrine are you talking about? America wasn't considered when they came up with what doctrine are you talking about?
Archaeology and anthropology.
Oh, okay. The science,
right.
like the sciences. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So they didn't even start. They haven't even been studying us longer than 200 years. We do not fit in the paradigm out of Africa that's built on the teachings of who they call Socrates, the father of history, or is it Hippocrates? Socrates,
yeah, the father of philosophy, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. Father of history.
I don't know why everything.
The father of history, they call it. It's one of them Greek philosophers that they credit with being the father of history, right? And that's how long they've been developing the philosophy and theory of the out of Africa theory. America wasn't in the equation because before 1492, they didn't believe anything was across the ocean, and if you go that way, you're going to fall off. Right? So when we're looking at the out of Africa theory, that don't account for all of them Egyptian style pyramids and temples in the Grand Canyon that's thousands of years older than Egypt. They're the ones in Peru. Right? The Nazca lines. All that stuff older than almost all of the ancient artifacts everywhere else on the planet. Right? We got in Teotihuacan, we got the damn breeding laboratory where the genetic engineering was taking place to develop the avatar to be self-replicating. Right? So you don't have to keep jumping avatars every time one break down. You would just go out of that one and birth into another one as long as you keep a continuous line of descent. Right? The 7 faces. That's the 7 archetype or the facial structure of all of the species of humans on the planet. Mm-hmm. They all in there, from the Australian Aboriginal to the Africans to the Hindus to the Chinese to the Americans. All 7 faces, and they in stone, and it's older than your Egyptian pyramid complex. Right? We talking Mount Titicaca, ancient developments of agriculture that's older than your Sumerian agriculture in the Middle East. We don't want to talk about that because now it spoils the out of Africa theory. So they start trying to scramble dates and everything, but we have calendars that they can't dispute, like the Aztec calendar, right? But they don't know that that one wheel is not just that one place. They got a Mayan wheel that's in a different place, right? They got a Tunica wheel in a different place. They got all these mounds are time machines. They telling you time like a clock. Right, and they telling you where we was at what time frame, and how long we stayed there. All this stuff is recorded in the modern archaeological record, but they don't want to accept the dating that they coming up with. Whether it's their uranium dating, they carbon 14 dating, they plutonium 221 dating, whatever they use, they keep getting frustrated because they trying to hold on to the out of Africa narrative.
And then everyone comes from the Lucy, right? Who looks like a freaking hybrid monkey or gorilla.
No, Lucy wasn't even a human.
But
Lucy was a prehistoric hominid. A prehistoric bipedal hominid that date back 3.5 years ago, found in the Old d'Ivoire Guard. Her species is called proconsul. She before Neanderthals. The only thing Lucy had related to anything in modern times is the DNA matrix called mitochondria. That's it. Every functional DNA helix on the planet got mitochondria.
Lucy was the original Frankenstein. They actually put parts together all over the place and then called her Lucy. He was.
So they had that recorded how they was mixing bones, giving false archaeological background to bones, or half baboon, half human bone glued together. All of that stuff has been proven. A lot of those artifacts proven to be fake.
Okay.
Created, manufactured.
That's what I'm saying.
The story, though, listen to tell you, the story didn't change. When they discovered the artifact was fake, they said the artifact is fake, but our story of evolution is still the same.
See, the problem is with us is we fall for anything. And the main reason why that we patronize so many different other people than us is because we done hyped it up so much that we're so-called African that we was actually trying to become it, hyping ourselves up by going in these shops and eating, trying to eat the food. The food, woo! I can't do it. I cannot eat their food.
But even with that Lucy thing, right? Because I remember when I first learned about that, because if it's written in a book, y'all, if it's written in a book, then it must be true. You know what I mean? So I remember learning about Lucy, and I was I'm sitting in my college classroom, right? Like literally, maybe it's me and somebody else of the only melanated hue, but I'm sitting in this classroom and they're talking about Lucy and the origins of humanity and da-da-da. And I'm looking, I'm saying to myself, like Harlem comes on real tough. I'm like, hey, son, you mean to tell me that it took British anthropologists to come into Africa, like peep game, y'all. It took a European to come into Africa to discover, right? This what did you call her? Frankenstein of a woman named Lucy.
Absolutely.
To myself, you mean to tell me that these
Okay, let's go back over the story of how they discovered the bones. First of all, the Leakeys didn't discover it.
I'm sorry, y'all.
It was the Kenyan helpers that was with them that they told what they was looking for, and they went back and brought the bones to Lucy to them.
So I was saying to myself, one thing that came to my mind, Rod, I'll never forget this. Freedom, 1 second. One thing that came to my mind, Rod, was I was saying to myself, wait a minute, wouldn't an African somebody who's native, somebody who has lived there, wouldn't they have discovered these fossils or this human being if there was one? How does it take an outsider, a quote unquote colonizer, right? Someone who doesn't know the landscape, someone who doesn't know the land whatsoever, to discover the mother of humanity, allegedly? And this is the stuff that's repetitive and that goes on and on and on. And I remember sitting in my college class like, yo, they really playing with us right now. And I'm looking and people just go writing. But you know that when you're in college, the bottom line is you're there for a reason, right? And so I always say that, like, you start to parrot what you are expected to say. That's it, that's all. But that's not wisdom. And that doesn't make it true. It's just that it was in a book that's been reprinted. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make it true.
Doesn't make it true at all.
It's just wild to me. All right, but with the FB, you guys are in the chat. I see it's 164 people that's in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We see y'all. Sharice, what's up? All our mods, we love y'all. Family, cousins in the chat, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. I'm gonna pull up the video. Y'all can keep on talking. I'm gonna just cue up the video, and then we'll play a bit of it.
Guys, I'm about to see one related to what you were just talking about, and I want you to pull it up and play it.
Well, listen, here's the thing. I think that the threat of the boycott has the Africans on the run, meaning now they're admitting that they're disrespectful. That's why I want you to play it. Play this.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to play it, but he wants me to play this first. What we were just talking about with Lucy, and then we're going to play that.
Hold on.
That's no problem.
He's sending it, yeah. And then that way we'll jump right into what we were talking about with the boycott, because that's a good topic, Freedom.
Yeah, it is.
Are y'all enjoying yourself so far? By the way, if you guys agree with the boycott, y'all can put a 1 in the chat. Let us know. Okay, I see it.
This, I love how she explained this. This is so accurate to what you're saying about the Leakey's discoveries. Some European came in, and now all of a sudden we exist now. Like, we wasn't here before they got here, but since they came, now we here. Like, what the hell is that?
Okay, Rod, if this is on TikTok,
if 1 or 2 people want to come up or something.
You know, we play the victim so well.
Okay.
We play the victim so well. We've been freely giving them people our money when we should have been supporting our own people.
Right.
And they've been disrespecting us the whole time. It ain't like they started doing this shit 2 years ago. It was the whole time.
The whole time.
So now we just getting to the point where we fed up enough to do something about it. That goes to our lack of self-care. And that's why I say the boycott is synonymous with the wake up. Because it's telling us that if we don't start supporting our own before we support outsiders, the outsiders going to come in and leave with all our money.
Yep. Thank you, Jaleel. Welcome as a member. We appreciate you. Okay, so did you send it to my email? You send it to my text message or to my email, right?
I'm going to send it to your text message. I had to let it download first.
Okay, so I'm going to play what Freedom wants me to play while we're waiting. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, let's do that, and then we'll switch gears back to the Lucy thing.
I sent it to you.
Okay, wait, hold on. Rod, so what you think?
Do you agree, Rod? I want to know.
Listen, I told y'all, the boycott is a sign of the awakening of the self. Before we start doing the African braiding stuff, we was having our sisters braid our hair. We didn't need to.
Okay, wait, can we just be honest though? Look, all right, look, hands to God, because you know, your girl don't follow no crowd anyway, right? Like, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. Your girl goes to a Senegalese hair braider to get my hair braided. If I'm going to, I want to be honest. Am I really, like, okay, I'm gonna be honest, y'all.
How do they treat you when you go?
Huh?
How does she treat you when you go?
I've had her for about 10 years now. She's from Senegal.
Okay, so that obviously she had enough respect for you. Listen, Obviously, she got enough respect for you not to be disrespectful to you, at least in your presence.
Your presence, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now. But the whole thing is, we got to look at what leads to a boycott. A boycott, a boycott is patching the leak in the tire. It's our economic wheel. Everywhere we got a leak in the tire, somebody else need to be boycotted. Half these Arab stores treat our people like dog shit going in there, and we still go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right? And we don't know what the hell we eating in the Chinese restaurant. We might be eating rats, cats, dogs. We don't know. But we still shopping there faithfully, and everywhere that and then they don't always talk to us with some sense.
Right. Somebody asked a good question. Define boycott.
A boycott is a term that means to hold back economic support of a business for an underlying cause. So you're trying to do something using your money as the leverage tool. Right? So the money, they want your money, and you don't have to give it to them. So when you realize that they don't have respect for you and you hold back your money, you boycott them. Or you're not giving them your business, and you are actively encouraging other people to avoid contributing to their businesses. That's boycott.
Yeah. Now, okay, so just for sake of conversation, right? Just to have what do you say to somebody who says, because I have heard this in terms of Black Americans saying, boycott Africans? Like, that's what we're doing now? Why are we boycotting Africans? They're marginalized too, right? They're not the quote unquote oppressor. They're not the ones that have the power. I'm just giving feedback, y'all, okay? I'm playing devil's advocate. But yeah, what do you say to that? Freedom or Rob? What do you say to that? Like, why would you?
My natural response is if they say fuck me, fuck them harder.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't care where they from.
Mm-hmm.
They can be from down the street, or they can be from Japan, Africa, Australia. Don't matter. I got the same amount of regard for you that you have for me, with equal vigor and force. And if it's negative, multiplied by 10, and then you just get warmed up to my sentiment. I don't have no sympathy for nobody that don't have no respect for me. No, I don't care what.
Hey, but with that said, we only doing the one or two right now. Is that my baby girl? Stand up!
Don't stop screaming.
Stand up! Hey, look, these glasses ain't working worth for nothing right now. But you know what though, Rod? This is another thing that they say that bothers me the most when they say we don't have no culture.
Everybody culture around the world came from here. What they talking about? We don't got no culture, and they all using our culture.
I just sent Dots a video on an African putting us down, saying we don't have no culture. What makes you think we don't have no culture?
Well, depending on what they mean by culture.
They say that we don't have our own language. What's Ebonics?
That's not enough to define culture. Language in and of itself does not define the totality of a culture. Culture is tied to a social and spiritual connection of a people to source that allow them to express themselves in a way that influences others. We've been the prevailing culture at bare minimum since ragtime.
What is?
When Scott Joplin came, listen, the music is part of the culture of the people. It's the language of the souls of the people that's speaking it. Right? When they came with their orchestra, then Scott Joplin heard that and he was like, nah, I understand y'all music, but it don't feel right for my soul. So here, let me show you how I feel it. And he gave us ragtime. The first beginning of the entire music industry in the world coming from one black man piano sheet music. one organic, original American sheet music. And then they tried to demonize it and villainize it and tell people don't be listening to that ragtime because it was demon possessed. We forget about that. But still, in every speakeasy across the land, they was playing the sheet music of Scott Joplin, buying it for a penny a page. That was the birth of the record industry. Along that same time, you had us that was building moving motion pictures based off the concept of the camera that was created over here. This is culture. That's scientific culture, right? They talk about Henry Ford and the Model T as the revolutionizer of the auto industry, but he stole it from a brother who was doing the manufacturing first, right? So we talking about every genre of music. We talking about all fields of science. We don't got no culture. The world can't move and we don't got no culture because our culture feeds the world its spiritual development and its scientific elevation. That's what I say if they say we don't got no culture. Y'all culture came from over here. I don't care where you at. You even see hip hop going into Hinduism now, where they doing the Hindu dances to the hip hop music. We got whole blues scenes in Japan and Korea where they still playing B.B. King and trying to sound like Bobby Blue Bland. That's still going on. That came from the Mississippi Delta, right? Your pop music, your rock music, it all came from old Mississippian music. Your country music. What you mean we ain't got no culture? When we don't got no culture, ain't nobody gonna have none. Basketball came from over here. They can tell you some old Jewish what's that Boys Club of America coach took a soccer ball and made basketball if you want to, but you will see it in them old Mayan depictions. We love ball games, always have, because it was a source of stress relief in the times of peace. I don't care if it's baseball, we invented that. Baseball gave birth to cricket. Most people don't know what that is. This is a game similar to baseball, right? Football gave birth to something called rugby, which gave birth to something else called soccer. So they all come from over here. Now they're taking all our stuff, exporting it around the world, trying to claim it for themselves if we ain't got no culture.
And you see it when you go visit. Let's talk about it. Sorry, I know we have Cinnamon up here and we have 2 Grand that joined us. Welcome, you guys. 2 Grand, I know you came up first. Would you like to jump in and,
Absolutely. Can y'all hear me?
We can. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you for another fire show. Thank you for having me. I've been here before. Shout out to Rod. Always dropping gems. Last time I spoke to y'all, this conversation definitely hits close to home. Last time I talked, I was on the panel before. So last time I was here, I was actually in Africa. I have land. I am married to an African, but I am a Haitian man. So culturally, where I am from, my bloodline, which is, I know this is what it's all about. It's about our DNA. Where I am born, I'm born in Canada. That doesn't matter to me. I'm not, I'm Canadian on paper, but I'm Haitian first. But I married a Kenyan woman, so I was able as well to see that side that we're all talking about right now. We're walking a thin line. We got to be careful because we still are all one people. And as a man that I have land there, I have a home there, my kids are there right now. I'm in Florida, but my kids are over there right now. So with that being said, I have the perspective of being able to have experienced both these worlds. And again, what I was saying is we're walking on a line where, I don't want us to divide, because we all know that's their end goal. These people are our brothers and sisters at the end of the day. When you go back and do the proper research, Rod could correct me if I'm wrong, or ladies too. When you go back to the Sumerian text, these people are still connected to Enki. You know what I mean? Like, and we all, those who know, if you know, you know, right? At the end of the day, having been there, having a home there, and having been there a few times in my life, these people are heavily indoctrinated. Way. The cognitive dissonance over there is way deeper than us. And they know. They actually know. Somebody said it earlier on. I forgot who it was. One of the young ladies. They follow what we do. They know, but they also see that we are asleep. Because I was there, I was able to see certain platforms. There's people talking, but nobody's listening. There's a church everywhere. They're heavily indoctrinated in religion, into Christianity. That's the answer for them. But at the end of the day, when if you know, you know. I go back and say it again. If you know, you know, and you don't. When you do the research, it's as clear as day. You see where certain things come from, but they really don't have the ability to do the research. But now, because of the time that we're in, which is the age of information, we have information in the palm of our hands, but it's not all of them that actually have smartphones. Some people are still walking around with analog phones. So at the end of the day, we have to kind of be careful. I really don't want this. It's a great conversation, but I don't want it to cause division because. Let's
look at it like this.
Right.
Okay, the education part. Some of the greatest minds that gave us history. Do you know who Sheikh Anta is? He's from Africa. He's from Senegal. Do you know who Dr. Ben is?
Yes, I know Dr. Ben. Yeah.
Right. He's from Africa.
Right.
Do you know who Walter Wagner is?
Yes.
He's from Africa.
Africa. Right.
Right. Frantz Fanon?
Right.
From Africa.
Right.
Right now. Do you know who caused Hannibal to finally lose in conflict against Rome? Do you know? When we're in Africa now, we're talking African history. It's the reason why I'm going through this because I'm going to point some out to you in a minute.
Let's go.
Hannibal was betrayed by a Carthaginian senator who gave his position to the Romans. Okay? And he looked like us. But he wasn't one of us. And they all knew, before he sold Hannibal out, they had already knew he looked like us, but he not one of us.
Right.
Did you know who Muhammad Ahmed of the Sudan is? The great Mahdi.
Yes, I've heard.
Did you know who betrayed him?
No.
Some people that look like us in Africa betrayed the Mahdi.
Right.
Right? In order to be able to control the Islamic world by controlling the family that was the heritable heirs to the Islamic estate of the Mahdi. Do you know who turned on Haile Selassie and murdered him? Somebody that looked like us that wanted the throne.
Right.
Okay, now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because over here, it's the same MO. We're not talking about division among the common African people that ain't gonna never come to America because they feel like we feel. Because the ones of us that feel like them, we ain't got no intention of going to Africa.
Facts.
Right? So the ones that's coming over here, they might look like Africans that betray Africans in the presence of non-Africans. They all look the same. Right? When you get over here, every one of our great organizations that rose up for our liberation, we was infiltrated by somebody that looked like us. Garvey was took down by a so-called Negro. Noble Drew Ali was betrayed by Muftis. Elijah Muhammad, the assassination attempt that made him move to Arizona, was inside, in-house infiltrators that Malcolm had to run the red herring in order to draw their ass out. Because he couldn't make sure who they all was. And Wallace was supposed to do it, but he lost faith, as they say in the Christian world, in his father. He didn't believe what he was doing was a worthy enough work for him to sacrifice his life for, because he had been converted into Orthodox Islam. All this is relevant because when we talking about the dispute on the American soil of the African that came here, they might look like us, but the motherfuckers might not be us. We are becoming self-aware, and this is going to automatically catapult us into standing up for ourselves in the form of boycotts and resistance to those who disagree with us, asserting our jurisdictional supremacy on our own homeland. We don't have a problem with Africans like Ibrahim Traore. He ain't trying to come over here and tell us what we need to do for us. Right. He over there doing what he need to do for his people.
For his people. Right.
Right. And all of those ones that's joining on to the call are more interested in serving their people than having their people serving a foreign entity called a colonizer.
Right. There you go. That's what it is. And that's what it comes down to right there. That part. Right. So at the end of the day, that you hit it right on the head, Rod. Again, thank you so much, ladies, for allowing me to, throw down with the chief and with you guys. I'll let the other. I know there's another few people on the call, but thank you.
Thank you too, Gran. It's always a pleasure. Thank you for coming up. You could drop down if you're done.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, baby.
Peace. How are you?
To the moon.
Peace. I don't know where Sister Freedom went, but I just want to say peace to you, peace to Dot, peace, big bro.
What's going on?
Oh my goodness, so much has been going on. But I have been getting this message, and it's a message I feel like I have to share with everyone. We all must remember who we are and what we came here to do. And when it comes to like religions and all this stuff and all these different, as people call them, your cultures or whatever, I believe there's a little piece of truth in all of it. And it's important that we get in there. I think we need to study all of it because each of them took our truth and left us dumb. So for me, I went and got I can't even talk about the
Bhagavad Gita.
Yes. I don't know why I couldn't even say it. And of course, I got a Quran, I got the Bible, I went and got the Egyptian Book of the Dead. And it's like, for me, I got to go and collect everything because I know that our truth, our knowledge was taken from us. And then they told us we're wicked, you're going to go to hell, all this other stuff if we practice our own ways. So I think it's very important that we go and get our knowledge back and get back to being who we are, who we were put here to be, and do what we came here to do. Because we don't forget. It's sad.
And personally, I don't think we forgot. I'm sorry, Rod. I didn't mean to cut across you. I think that how we are is how we were supposed to be. We have our own culture. We have our own things about us over here.
But what I'm saying is, like, when you walk down the street, you see a lot of sisters with blonde hair, and they ain't being who they supposed to be. And so that's what I'm talking about. Okay. We have taken on, there's a poison.
I disagree that is the part of us not being who we were supposed to be for one reason.
Okay, what's that?
The women in our culture have been used and died longer than some people been on the planet. And it was part of the primping and beautification programs that different women had in different tribes.
Okay. Yeah.
And so when you see them dyeing their hair black, that's an ancient culture in modern times. It don't got nothing to do with Europeans when they was doing it before Europeans was even here.
That's true. But now when they do it, what is their mindset when they're doing it? That's I'm really thinking about like the intention, and the mindset. Why are they doing it now?
I think it's just another form of beauty, like just how women do, how we primp and like to do different things. You know,
You ever see two women walk into a club or a party with the same dress on and how they look at each other?
it's just no
And
different.
my dress. Oh, I gotta go home and change.
That ain't never happened to me. I'm just saying. That ain't never happened to
I
me.
ain't had it happen to me either.
It's rooted somewhere though, and it comes from each one with divine feminine. One that express their femininity different than their sister.
Right.
Exactly.
Right? If two of y'all are too much alike, it means that you're not being enough of yourself to separate you from her.
Yeah.
Right? So you try to do all of these beautification techniques, right? And then you have the other women that's the ones that follow these women.
Which women?
So they look at the women and say, "Oh, her hair is so pretty and blonde. I wonder how mine would look in blonde." Right? So you got the trendsetter and the ones who follow the trend. It's also showing you the feminine hierarchy. The woman that can influence the most women is the highest ranked woman.
Exactly.
And her influence can come in different forms. When you use the body as a canvas for art, the highest form of spiritual expression is art.
Yeah.
Not no book, not no Quran, not no Bible, but what they put on that canvas, what they write in them songs, that's the highest form of spiritual expression of the art. So the women been using themselves for canvases. This is where the origin of tattoo come from.
Better say it.
That's what I'm saying. That's my religion. Look at me.
Well, we are the paper. In other words,
Yeah.
I get what he's saying. We do a lot. Girls wear green hair, purple hair, pink hair. I'm just saying we beautify ourselves, and it's just something that we do. I don't think that we're trying to copy or be like anybody else. I just think that we're naturally artistic, and we make ourselves the pattern of whatever it is that we're trying to show.
Yeah, that's what I
think everybody. But when they
100% agree.
Yeah, but when it gets down to culture, we have so many different cultures, and you can go into. And when I hear Dots talk, right?
Yeah,
that is a New York culture. Words that she say, how she say it. When I go to the South, when I'm listening to OTK and everybody has listening to Rod, listening to different people talk, I might have a Jersey accent because I'm from Jersey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just saying there is a culture in everything that we do, and the way we cook, the way we walk, the way we talk to our men, the way we discipline our children, the way we there's so much in us in different ways. But it strictly belongs to us. Macaroni and cheese, the way we cook greens, the way we cook string beans, the way we fry chicken, the way we bake our chicken, the way we in so many different things, that how we fry our fish. They don't fry their fish the same way we fry our fish.
I know that.
They don't. It's a complete difference in how they cook and what they do and what we do. And for them to say culture and you try to copy off of everything that we do.
Yeah, everybody's trying to copy us.
Everybody.
If you go to LA and you ask for a bodega, they don't know you're not from there.
Right.
The bodega, what is he talking about? Right. But if you out east, right down the street, make a left at the corner and be right there. Can't miss it.
Exactly. I comprehend. I do. I
ain't never heard of you cooking no rice pudding. You know what I'm saying? How dare you say we don't have no culture?
But that's called lack of education for real. When people be saying stuff like that, they be wearing something that's a design from America, talking about we ain't got no culture.
Yes, we do. We do have a culture.
Man, when you trace back all of the cultures that spread out across the land, they gonna all trace back to Mississippi Delta going into the New Orleans area because that's how we grew across the land, right? The Big Easy where we used to all go get trained and temperament tested so they'll know where to send us. Because you can't send a New Yorker to Cali without him being schooled to the Cali culture or he gonna run into calamity.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody used to go to the Big Easy to get trained so they can go to other parts of the land without being disrespectful to the local tribes. But now it's all been swept under the rug, erased out of the history books, and act like we ain't still doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got multiple metropolises to get trained. You come from the smaller cities, you go to the big city to try your merit out with the tribes there to see if you can fit in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cultural phenomenon that stretch across the land. Why you think when you be born in a certain place, you got to urge, you got to go try a new place? Because you got to go experience another part of the culture that might be calling you through your genetics.
Exactly. My problem is that the rest of the world knows our power, but most of us don't know how powerful we are. Like in Japan, they're paying black men $70,000 to come over and make babies with Japanese.
They love black people. Come on, sis. You know they all love black men, just like everybody loves black people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody knows who we are.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't know our own power, and that's really what gets me. That's what gets me the most.
And you know what, to Rod's point, to that last point you just made, and sometimes getting a traveling bug, right? That wants to travel abroad, you do that, and it makes you even more thankful and grateful. It reminds you, right? Very naturally, it reminds you like, oh wait, no, this is not where I'm supposed to be. My home is there, and I need to appreciate it. I know that has been my experience, and I have traveled a lot. I love traveling, and I don't care where I've been, whether it's in Africa, you name it. It's like, no, this is not home for me. I know where home is. Like, it's a different feeling that you get. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, the first time I remember going to Mississippi, we went for my great-grandmother's funeral. This was like 1974. I had never been to Mississippi before.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got there, I feel like I've been there the whole time, chasing chickens, playing with the cows, trying to ride the horses. I'm 5 years old. I shouldn't know nothing about no country living.
Exactly. Yeah.
And my father told me, look at that boy. He still think he a country boy.
That's deep.
Right? But when you get to the area, like, we go back again, like, 10 years later, and when I go down there then, I'm a teenager. It's 103 degrees Mississippi heat.
Yes.
Ain't nobody outside but me playing basketball. I'm the only idiot out here in 103 degree heat playing basketball by myself.
Oh my goodness. That's funny.
Don't nobody else come out to dust dark.
Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was just enjoying the Mississippi sun. I didn't know no better. I didn't even realize how hot it really was until like a year later or so. Because it had turned my hair copper.
I didn't know if the brother had made a mistake when he had said we were asleep. I mean, the brother that was just on when he said that we were asleep. I thought maybe he had made a mistake. And
no, he didn't make a mistake. He knew exactly what he was talking about. And I can tell you what he's talking about.
And they over there, you ask them, are you Christian or are you Muslim? Most of them say they're Christian. I don't, it's just a lot of stuff that Africans, you're trying to speak English, just like everything that you're saying that we don't have no culture about, you're trying to be and you're trying to do. I just don't get it.
Exactly.
But see, that's again, remember, them the Africans that don't want to be in Africa. You got to remember that part. They wouldn't be over here if they wanted to be in Africa. They'd be in Africa. why they don't want to be at home if they so much better than everybody else. Because if you're the best coming from the best place, then why would you want to leave the best place to come to somewhere that's less than where you from? That's retarded.
Yeah.
Right. And
So these people that don't care who they is, coming over here having an attitude about our determination of who we are. That don't even make sense to me.
No.
The thing is, we have tried to welcome them. We tried to bring the unity. It's the so-called Black Americans, and I'm going to use that word Black, even though I know a lot of people don't. But that word Black, Black has culture in it. It's just
so
we take Ebonics.
But look, let me tell you what the Haitian brother was just talking about when he said we asleep in the eyes of the people around the world, because we are the leaders in the redemption of the world.
For real.
And if the leader, if the leader has not started, then can't nobody else move.
Nope.
Right? So, because they haven't been able to move the freedom before now, mean that the leaders over here weren't ready. Now, you see it taking fire globally. They giving the public notice following the tribal tradition. A lot of us have forgot the tribal traditions, except for some of the elders heard somebody talking about use the old tribal tradition and they can't stop us. And now you got the Maori doing it, the Aussies doing it, New Zealand's doing it, right? They doing it in other countries in Africa. They doing it in countries in Asia. Putting government on notice that we no longer need your services, y'all don't work, because somebody in the Americas reminded us that we needed to use the old tradition in order to beat the fraud of the paperwork. So now you seeing it. People that before would be slaughtered for trying to reclaim their tribal rights to their territory being successful. We worried about being the victim. I don't care what nobody that come over here say about me. They can't move me. They can't stop me. All they can do is be cheerleaders on the sideline for the enemy, or they gonna get out the way, or they gonna be cheering for us. There's only three positions. You either rooting with the enemy, you rooting with us, or you get the hell out the way.
Okay.
Right? So I don't care about somebody that we've been supporting all this time. They ain't never treated us right.
Man.
Why are we supporting this long?
For real.
Because we were brainwashed in believing that we are them. And I always say that's what hyped them up. That's what make them think that they all that is, because we help the enemy make them think that they better than us. Because we so-called never experienced Africa, and we so-called are some
Look,
type
you ain't got to experience Africa if you experience Mississippi.
Facts.
Yeah.
Mississippi, go to Louisiana, go to Texas. You got all of the African terrain in them 3 states.
For real. I'm in Texas.
If you don't want to be African, you don't have to be African. We're not. We're not African.
Facts.
You just said African is a culture. We're not African. I'm going to say it. I'm not African. I don't know your culture. I've never been to Africa. I can only be African if I've been to Africa, lived there, you know, all of that. It's not there. It's not that.
No.
And they'll tell you that they'll tell you that we're not them. I mean, you know, I grew up in New York City, right? It's very right. They were very clear that they're not us and we're not them.
I'm 100% African. That's fine.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't you want to embrace, even if you thought that we were a part of you? Yes. Why wouldn't you want to come over here and embrace and not put us down? I mean, there's so much that we could say negative about Africa.
Exactly.
There's so much we could say negative about every